when Mexico joined NAFTA. The country wanted to modernize, but just what would come after? Insurgent rebels took the South, the presidential candidate was killed. Investors pulled their money out and a crisis ensued. And the expats, the Yanks with their backpacks, yeah, it was quite a thrill. Opportunity to make a buck or two. Perhaps it could help out, they thought they could, no doubt. Oh man, wasn't it cool? And I was down there too, fresh out of school. Yeah.
Ernesto Zedillo, the new president, got on TV to tell the nation how we're going to tackle this devaluation problem. He says we're going to have to tighten our belts. Part of his government plan would be to cut back spending. Government spending would be cut severely, and government financing of projects and everything's got to be cut so that inflation is controlled. See, they want less money in the economy. Monetary supply must be restricted. So that's what they're doing. They're thinking about doing this. They're gonna do it so that the international investors will be confident that economic program here in Mexico is a sound one, and that reforms are being taken so that the peso will retain its value. So now we're here after years of sacrifice so that Salinas and all his boys, the last president, can make lots of money. Now they're sacrificing again. When's this country gonna stop sacrificing?
This was my previous salary. Now if I'm lucky, it's this. These were my previous savings. Now if I'm lucky, they're this. That's right. Salary's gone, savings are gone, and I'm in Mexico. Everything was excellent in Mexico. Everything was intensely good. Job was kicking, expansion plans were happening, money was flowing in, and then, December 21st, 1994, it happened. The day, Tuesday, the 21st, before this all happened, Zedillo got on the news and he said, you know, we're going to back, or Sarah Puche, one of the two fools, got on the news and said, don't worry, we're going to back the peso after it had devalued 20%. He said, you know, we're really going to take care of the situation. It's not going to get out of control. That night, 11 o'clock, all we hear is that the peso's going to float. So I don't know economy. I call my friend Brad. I said, hey, what does this mean, the peso's floating? He says, no way. What does that mean? It means that the market decides what our exchange rate's going to be for the peso. We're in the middle of Christmas season. The peso devaluates. We're selling our goods for below cost. A crisis. I call up all the stores, we black out the prices, we run to all the stores with new discs, and that's the only way you can survive. Crisis, we're sitting there by the minute watching the peso go from exchange rate of 3.45 to 4 to 4.5 to 5 up to 7 and then wavers back down. Crisis, you're watching the stock market bottom out. Then we find out that Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan decides to pull out, and they hedge, and they make some money, and they leave. Then we find out that the US gives us $6 billion and Canada $1 billion. And what? Within like 2 days, all the money disappears. And the funniest thing though about all this is that yeah, us Americans were watching every single little detail of it to see what happened. But the Mexicans, who don't have import companies, just the average Mexican, a lot of them don't even know this is happening. A lot of them don't care. And I think that's the funniest thing, is that here we are watching our money disappear, cursing the government, ready to go out in front of the National Palace with like signs that say, this country stinks, I'm losing all my money, but I can leave, you know, stuff like that. And the people here are just clueless. And I think that is probably the epitome of it all. Is that it's happening to Mexico, and Mexicans don't even know what's happening.
I look at this whole thing like an educational experience. I mean, you could take a college course on inflation and a college course on economics and devaluation, but to live it, it's pretty neat. To figure, heck, you lose $4,000 or whatever you may lose. It's probably what cost you a semester's course. You're gonna learn more. Yeah? Hey. It's cost of opportunity. Good tortilla. Dave, how long you been here?
10 weeks, I think. Yeah.
And what have you seen?
I've seen Puerto Escondido. I've seen lots of good waves, and Guadalajara and San Miguel. Mainly I've been surfing. Yeah.
You came here to surf?
Yeah.
Did you expect anything to happen to the currency while you were here? What did people tell you?
I had no idea, man. No, I had no idea.
No idea?
I'm not too good with my money.
Are you carrying around dollars or are you carrying around pesos?
Pesos, right? Yeah, pesos. And well, it only just happened last week, and I was at Escondido, and I just changed some more checks, so I went to the bank and it was just a whole lot better for me.
Yeah.
It's got many more pesos.
How long have you been here?
I got here yesterday.
What do you think so far?
Dirty, smelly. Other than that, it's alright.
I'm Claire, I'm from Ireland.
How long have you been here in Mexico?
1 day.
1 day? And what have you seen so far?
This plaza.
What do you think?
Pretty amazing so far. And just can't believe how quiet it is. Thought it was going to be mayhem.
Why did you think it was going to be mayhem?
Just because it's the largest city in the world. Seems pretty like normal so far.
Are you aware that Mexico is right now in the middle of a financial crisis? You are. What have you read or what have you heard?
I'm just moving into the IMF. And the IMF are moving into Mexico. That's the place I'm presuming. And it's better for tourism at the minute.
Does it seem like a country in crisis or?
No, not at all.
No. So from Ireland then?
Yeah, I am.
You came also yesterday?
No, 2 days ago. I'm living in the Dominican Republic at the minute.
What have you seen happen to the peso in the 2 days you've been here?
Well, I changed my money like a fool at the airport for 3.5 and then got to the hotel and everybody said it was 6. And what I can tell is, I don't really understand how it works macro and micro, but like it still seems to be selling for 4. We got 4.4 today, so that's
good.
That's very good.
That's very good.
Yeah, like any commission, we didn't change everything. Perhaps we should have.
No, it's probably stabilized around there.
Yeah, but that's,
Did you expect that when you came here?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't get any news. I don't really get very much news in the Dominican Republic apart from about the Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's a benefit. But we were gonna come here and enjoy ourselves anyway. You know, we're not all capitalists.
You're also with these folks, huh?
Yeah, I'm from Ireland also.
And you've been here 2 days?
1 day.
1 day.
Yes.
You two came together.
Yes.
What are you gonna say?
Well, we're going to see some of the main civilization and we're going to hopefully make it down to San Cristobal at some stage if, well, I'm a bit dubious what the newspaper reports are saying, you know, about the rebels and the military down there anyway, you know. It doesn't really bother me. I want to go to see there because it's supposed to be amazing down in the Chiapas region.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, so I believe.
If you get stopped and searched by the army, do you have any problem with that?
We get stopped and searched by the army at home all the time.
Really?
We don't worry about things like that.
Okay. Right now there's an Indian insurrection in the state of Chiapas. And there are a lot of people who look a lot like me there. They wear masks. It's kind of weird to be in a country that has a civil war going on. I like the park. It's a nice place to relax. I mean, sure, you have to wear a mask because the air contaminants could destroy your skin. So it's kind of inconvenient to have to walk around with a mask on. But if you don't wear a mask in Mexico City, then you come back looking like a prune. Oh, it's hard to yawn inside a mask.
Yeah.